Hey guys, this is Stig here and welcome back to another GTA 5 video on my channel. In today's video I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about the specifications for Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PC. So like I said in my previous video, I'm sorry about the lack of uploads over the last week or 2 weeks. Basically what I've been doing is I've obviously been back to college recently, and I've got lots of exams coming up. They decided to stick a load of exams in January, so I've kind of been focusing on them. And obviously YouTube comes second after college, because obviously college is one of those things you really do need. But again, I'm sorry for the lack of uploads, but obviously college comes before YouTube. But like I said, in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about the specifications for Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PC. So starting off with, I'm actually going to be showing you guys sort of two specifications. I'm going to be showing you guys the minimum, which I'll explain in a minute, and after that I'm going to be showing you guys the recommended specifications. So starting off with, these are the minimum specifications, and obviously because they're a minimum, this is basically you playing the game at the lowest quality I think it's possible, or maybe normal quality, I'm not 100% sure, but obviously this is the minimum of what you will need to have in your PC. So starting off with, the operating system you need to be on is Windows 8.1 64-bit or Windows 8 64-bit. You can also be on Windows 7 64-bit Service Pack, and you can also be on Windows Vista 64-bit Service Pack. But obviously you need to make sure you're definitely on a 64-bit sort of operating system. The processor you need to have is the Intel Core 2 Quad CPU Q600 running at 2.4 gigahertz, and some of you guys may not be aware of what this means, but obviously you guys can Google it and find out what this means. Obviously if you're running an AMD sort of PC, you're going to need a Phantom 98050 or 9850 quad core processor, and obviously that's 4 CPUs, and you want to make sure that you're running, or you've got above a 2.5 gigahertz sort of processor. I actually forgot to mention that obviously if any of you guys want to go and check out the full article, which again I'll leave a link to in the description, but the amount of memory you need to have is 4 gigabytes. The video card you need to have is NVIDIA 6800 GT running at obviously 1 gigabyte, or has 1 gigabyte. And obviously if you're running an AMD PC, you need to have an HD 1471 gigabyte again. So obviously you need to make sure, either if you have a Intel sort of PC or an AMD, you need to make sure your sort of graphics card definitely has 1 gigabyte. Obviously if it has 2, 3, 4, obviously that's really good. Obviously I'll explain these sort of recommended specifications again in a minute. So the sound card, obviously this is definitely if you want sound, you need to have 100% DirectX compatible. The hard drive space you need to have is 65 gigabytes. Obviously 65 gigabytes is quite a lot for a video game, but again we are moving into next gen, so the sort of gigabytes of files coming with video games right now is getting a lot larger. So obviously make sure you have 65 gigabytes available. So underneath the hard drive space, it also does mention that you're going to need a DVD drive. Now I'm guessing this is only for the people who actually go out and they buy a handheld copy instead of download it from somewhere like Steam or torrenting it. So obviously you're going to need a DVD drive in order to actually install it if you buy a handheld copy. Now moving on to the recommended specification, this is obviously to view the game in its full sort of capacity, if you guys understand what I mean, to actually view it in full HD. Obviously the minimum is something that basically just like a minimum you need in order to actually run the game, but obviously recommended is to actually view the game in its full capacity. So starting off with, the operating system you're going to need to be on is again like the minimum ones. You're going to need to be on Windows 8.1 64-bit, Windows 8 64-bit, or Windows 7 64-bit. So to actually run your PC or to run this game at its sort of recommended specifications, you can't have a Windows Vista 64-bit PC. You need to make sure it's either on Windows 8, Windows 8.1 or Windows 7, and obviously they need to be on 64-bit. Now the processor you need to have is kind of like the ones above, and this is the Intel Core i5 3470. You need to make sure you're having it running at 3.2 gigahertz, and obviously if you got an AMD PC, you're going to need to have an A or X8FX 8350, and that needs to be running at 4 gigahertz, and it says next to that 6 CPUs or 8 CPUs, sorry. And the memory you're going to need to have is 8 gigabytes, which is, again, is quite a lot. It's double what it was for the minimum specifications. The video card you need to have is the NVIDIA GTX 6000 or 662 gigabyte. And if you're running an AMD PC, you're going to need to have an HD 7870 and 2 gigabyte on that memory card, or that video card, sorry. So you're going to need to make sure you obviously have 2 gigabytes if you want to run the PC or run the game at its sort of highest quality. From there, you're going to need to have a 1000% DirectX compatible sound card. And again, like the one above, like the minimum specifications, you're going to need to have 65 gigabytes free on your PC for the memory, and you're also going to need to have a DVD drive. So underneath the minimum and the recommended specifications, it also does mention you're going to need an internet connection in order to actually download some updates when the game actually comes out. And it also does mention you're going to need a little bit of hard drive space to actually download some updates in the future, e.g. Heist, because obviously these updates sometimes can be 2 to 3 gigabytes, which again isn't too big. But if you guys obviously make sure you have that space available on your hard drive, then again you'll be able to actually download these updates with no problems at all. But like I said in today's video, this was just telling you guys the minimum specifications for Grand Theft Auto 5 and the recommended. So I'm kind of just sort of summing up. Obviously you're going to need a decent PC if you want to run it at full sort of its full capacity. And if you do have sort of a lower PC, then that's probably not a problem. But obviously make sure you check in the description below. I'll leave an article to the Rockstar Games Newswire website, where they basically have a full list on what you guys need in order to actually run GTA 5 for the PC. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do want to go and check out my previous videos, as always, then links to them will be in the description. Like I said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please do not forget to give the video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video on my channel. Yeah.